A long and fine welcome back, everybody. I hope you all are doing real well. We're back. It's still alive. It's still a thing, and I'm happy to be back. First, a little bit of a PSA. Obviously, I haven't recorded much since the last episode that I put out a while back. I'm testing a couple of things here. A, my son is on the ground sleeping, well, not on the ground, in his little bed here, sleeping beside me. And so there may be a bit of noise in the background, and if that comes up, then the recording will obviously stop, and it may be kind of abrupt. So, just that to be aware of. And I'm also trying some new recording stuff, so this may be interesting. So, you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. And there also may be a bit of repeat, because I'm not 100% certain what I recorded last time or where I was at. I know some things have changed with my tools. And I've gotten a lot more resources and a lot more advanced, but we're still working on the same thing, which is trying to establish a single chunk base. So, here we go. I am back on. I'm so happy to be back. I've been doing a lot of playing, but I have not been doing a whole lot of recording because a lot of it's been on my laptop. It's been intermixed with me trying to get my my son to go down, or different things that have been going on in my house. I've had lots of family over. In fact, I still have family over. I just had such a long night, the night before last, that I got up really late, and things. Now I'm up late again, and everybody else is asleep. So I thought I might as well dig in here and get some recording done. Okay, so what I had going on over here last episode was working on an automated farm that I think I showed off a little bit. But basically we had, by the end of it, dye seeds, iron, diamond, and I swapped things in and out. So at one point I had copper, at one point I think I had emerald, at one point I had a bunch of different stuff that I swapped in and out. And we had about 3 different crops going in this field at any given moment. I switched this all over to cotton, which I'm obviously not automating at the moment, and I need to get back and doing, but I stole the harvester from this place because I have since moved all of that stuff, all of the magical crop stuff, into our one chunk base. So why don't we go take a look at that? So here's where we're at. We're working on our one chunk base. That's going to be as high as it is. I've got the floors laid out, and I started to do a little tiny, titty bitty work. Oh, titty, oops. Below here. And we can get an idea. Now this is a little bit bigger than the one chunk area because I was just looking around to test something. But I was trying to spawn a ghast in here with a spawner. We'll go over that a bit later. And it didn't work. It wasn't a big enough area, so I had to move it eventually. So right now what we're doing is we're actually trying to get this is a long flight. Is my jetpack on? What is going on here? I shouldn't actually be able to fly. I don't think my jetpack's actually on. There we go. What? Oh, stupid. Every time you log into this server, it turns this flight mode on, which I don't like having. So let's just switch to our blaze. I like our blaze. Okay, so here's where we're at. This is obviously our floor pattern. We got our hole up the middle for access and stuff like that. Got lights going, we got power, we got all this mess up here. This is our central farming area. Got a bit of work to do. This is our central magic crops farming area. I have quite a bit of work to do because eventually this is going to be linked into a main computer system. For right now, though, it's just this. So what we've got, an ender tank coming in to a single lava generator that's not really keeping up with power. Or is it? Hold on. Not at all. So I may need to buff this up a little bit or add another lava generator or something. Do I have another lava generator? I don't have any sort of generator. Alright, so we'll have to fix that out. That's not going to be very hard to fix because I have an idea already for that. But we're about to run out of power here, which is no bueno. So what I'm thinking is this is only inputting at 40 RF per tick. Oh boy, I need to fix that right now, don't I? Or we're going to be in trouble. Okay, so let me show you where the lava is coming from. The best way to do that is actually just going to use our home here. And we'll hop on over to the nether. Alright, so here in the nether, we've got our lava coming in. We're using a liquid hopper from Pneumaticraft. Little chunk loader. Now, obviously this isn't within our one chunk. That's because I decided that the rules are going to be a one chunk base, but if I need to build anything extra, I can do that in alternate dimensions. Okay, so any extra builds like this one needs to be in alternate dimensions. So this here was my attempt at a gas spawner, a natural gas spawner. Gases need a 5x5x5 area to spawn. I was having the hardest time finding them. I needed them for their seeds. And so eventually I delved into Ender.io, and I made myself a gas spawner, which we'll be making throughout the series. Oh, every time you change dimensions, I swear. We'll be working on throughout the series, so you'll see it again. But I decided to use these high temp furnace generators, which burn through fuel so fast. I don't need to leave this here. They just cruise through fuel. Because this wasn't working, so I found two gas. One to make an experience seed. I used the gas here to make an experience seed, and the other was to make capture it and spawn enough gas to get enough tiers to make a gas seed. With which I ended up using the steel sword and putting looting 3 on it by using Ender.io. So we got our lava pump going well, going well. I know I should be using the thermionic or the endothermic pump, but I'm not. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see. This is our computer system here that's collecting all of the extra seeds and essence from the different magic crops that we're farming. And I'll show you how this is going to work. I did a little stream a long while back where I made all these planters. So I made 16 planters, laid out this area and filled it with dirt. Now, because we're in an evenly spaced area, excuse me, and what I mean by that is we are in a place that is a 16 by 16, so it's not an odd number, which means there is no absolute center. At least no absolute center that I can check. No absolute center that I can interact with. So we kind of have this odd setup up here. But here's what's going on. I got 2 harvesters. This one is not doing anything, and I don't know why. Let's have a look-see. Tell me this is a facade? What? Oh shoot, what did I just pick up? Oh, an item buffer. Oh, yes, that is the... I forgot I could do it like that. So I had an item buffer in here because I wasn't sure if the Ender.io conduits never used to interact very well with MFR machines directly. And when I say never used to, I mean a long time ago. So you couldn't put them right on the back of an MFR machine and been okay. You had to... There we go. Why is that like that? Is that going to help us at all? No, it's not very. I gotta fix this. So it's green, and we do have item content all the way down. Okay. So I made the item buffer to kind of help with that, but it's not really necessary. I have actually since set up another setup like this, and it didn't seem to be a problem. So let's go down below. This one's still working, and that one's not. I would explain. Now, I should mention, both of these cover this whole area. So it's just doubling it up to try and harvest a bit quicker, because the harvest speed's pretty slow. Just dump all this in here. Alright, so why aren't you working? You come down, you go across. Oh, there's no connection there. That would be why. Boop. Now it'll go around and in, and we should be good. Yeah, and it's grinding away again. That means we're good. Okay, so that problem was fixed. So we have our ME system here, which we were able to do because we did this in stages. So I worked down there on that farm doing a lot of manual growing and then slowly set up an automated system to collect some resources over time. So over time we built up a lot of Certus quartz, a lot of iron, a lot of diamond. All things that I really needed for to advance quickly in ME, which I was rapidly running out of resources for. Oh, Oh, I forgot I needed to fix this. I was like, I came up here for something. All right. We are gonna do. That's not gonna work. For now, just to make sure. Can I put this? Oh, I can't switch it. Okay. So we're gonna say this is an input. And what? That's not good. This is the wrong side. This is an input. What is happening? Input. So I'm guessing that's an input as well. So the bottom's an input. That's an output. Input. Oh boy, I ruined this. Okay, close enough. That should work. Fine. Dandy. Okay. We need to turn off this, which is going to be really hard to do. I need to make a Yeti wrench, or Yeti wrench, or whatever they're called. Alright, so we'll let that burn through some fuel. Now this produces fuel really fast, so it should fill up and then slow down on its consumption. Okay, see how quickly it burns through this though? It's insane. They're really not that efficient, I don't think, just because of how much energy they burn through, but they do produce energy quickly, which is what I need right now. Alright, keep an eye on that. So basically what's happening here is we have this network of Steve's factory manager stuff all over the place. What I did is I took the factory labeler, which if you've never seen before, obviously we're still under construction here. If you've never seen before, you shift right click and you type in something and you hit enter. So we're saying test. Right, so I can scroll through here, you can see all the other ones I've put in. If you double click test, or you can just search for it and then double click it. When it turns green, that means the labeler set to test. If I shift left click something, or a tile entity anyways, it would label said block as test. Shift left click, so you see there on the bottom left, label set as test. And if I come up to the manager and I create an input or something, nope, not that. And I look for the inventory called test, it can distinguish test from, there's tons of inventories in here, right? So it'll just search for this. This is client side though, so if you log out, all your labels go away. The actual labels are saved, but the actual what you've labeled is no longer labeled. So if we look here, I got a lot of junk in here because I've changed the system a couple times. In our seed handler though, this is what we got. So we have a trigger, just running the program, with an input. The input is all of my ME interfaces here. These are all outputs, and each one represents a different kind of essence seed from magical crops. So basically, I've got an inventory selected, which at one time was labeled as gold. I got a target, it doesn't really matter in this case, and I say gold seeds from magical crops. So each one of these sections has a farm, an individual planter that is being managed by this factory manager. And if we go ahead and look at this, these have been running for a long time, like weeks. These have been running for this top layer. This bottom layer I just put in today. I did a lot of work today on it. I've got some family here, so I'm not as busy with my home life as I am normally lately. So this bottom layer I just put in, and we're just kind of getting this going. I have an empty slot here, which I'd really like to be platinum and or wither, because we're going to need to make one more layer of this eventually. I've got a list here, and on my list I have made 25 additions. That was before the second layer. So before I started to work on this second layer, I just had this top layer of essence seeds. I had 16 different crops growing, and I went through the list of magical crops, and I made a list of all of the seeds that I thought I should have. And that includes everything from oil, which doesn't actually function, I don't think, for anything. So I'm not doing that one, but I can cross that one off my list. So it's not 25, it's 24. But iridium, osmium, the cow crops, fire, earth, water, air, experience, lapis, coal, all that thing, all of that stuff. So anyways, after going through and adding this layer, I added 15 more. So we're down to about 11 that I know I want to add. So I'll add another layer for that, and then if we have extra space using these lily pads, or these 3x3 setups with a lily pad in the middle, I'll do some other crops, like maybe some cotton seeds or something like that. But I don't actually need to worry about the cotton crops anymore because we got spider essence, which I think will make lots of string for us, and we can make that into wool. So we're doing really well. So let's look at what we actually got. We got air essence, which I honestly don't have a clue what I could be using it for. I made the other two because I know I would want them. So we can make feathers, snowballs, infused feathers. Sweet. That reminds me of something. We can make, so we got blaze. I don't want A to Z anymore. I want, maybe I do want A to Z for now. So, air, blaze, Certus quartz, coal, copper, diamond, dye, emerald, ender, experience, which is pretty awesome. We can just make little orbs that give us 40 experience each. Essence, glowstone, gold, iron, lapis, lead, nature, nether, nickel, obsidian, redstone, rubber, silver, and sulfur. Then creeper, ghast, skeleton, spider, tin, water, and yellowite. So those all lead to things that I have plans for in the not too distant future, hopefully, depending on me getting everything else. So before I take a look at what I want to down here, let's just refill this with some blaze rods. Blaze. Don't know why I grabbed 2 stacks. I cannot put 2 stacks in. Okay, so let's... I need to get a legit version of teleportation, because you know I don't like to rely on these homes for very long, but... Sorry. Let's take a look here and see what we've done down here. So, I'm just going to go over everything real quick. I got a crazy amount of... Oh, I didn't talk about these lily pads. These are lily pads of fertility. That was my first push. I pushed to get bone meal, so skeleton seeds, gunpowder, and nethers. So nether seeds and creeper seeds. So I can make these lily pads of fertility, which make things grow quickly. No idea if they actually have an effect on these, but I feel like they do. But yeah, they speed up the growth rate of crops that are around them. And they come over here, I drain them. So things that we've added. The enchanter from Ender.io. This was the easiest way for me to do this specific enchants. So what you do is you give it a material, an experience, and a book and quill, and it creates an enchantment. So, auto smelt. You want that? Put 32 blocks of coal with a book and quill. The only thing I don't like about the system is it doesn't enchant the item, so you have to have then extra experience to use the anvil to add those books to your item. So it's a little tedious, but other than that, you can do all sorts of enchants, which is what I got Loot 3 from. Which you need 3 skulls for. Zombie skulls. Excuse me, sorry. Zombie skulls, skeleton skulls, doesn't really matter. Player skulls, if they're not different than another, which kind of, they don't always stack, so they're kind of annoying. Okay. So, we've got some more drives here now. We have the Advanced Inscriber, which is amazing. This is from AE2 stuff, not in this mod pack by default. AE2 stuff, we've used a lot in the past, but the Advanced Inscriber is new from it. Basically the exact same as a normal inscriber, except it has a bit more easy, a bit more user-friendly automation system. So if I go ahead and lock these slots, that means that if I try to pump things into it from any side, they'll never get pushed into this. So if you have a setup where you've got the inscriber plates and you just want to pump the appropriate item in, you can just lock these two slots. Any side of this block that the item goes in, then it'll always go into the middle slot because these are locked. So it's a nice, you don't have to have it rotated or have pipes going in every which way. The other thing that's really amazing about it that it can do is let's take some here we go. So we got 4 engineering circuits. Wow, I'll get running low on redstone down here. This is why I gotta move my base ASAP, because now that I have all that material in that system, I need to be able to access it without going all the way back up there. So, here's what's really nice about this. Pop, pop, pop. It takes stacks of items. Amazing. Truly amazing. So, for a lot of different things that we've done, up there in particular, up there, we've had to get into thermal expansion, RF power, and Ender IO. So, I've got a lot of Ender IO machines in here in this mess. I got the soul binder. I was powering the soul binder in particular with these Ender eyes. And, sorry, the slice and spice, which is what we needed to use to make that spawner. We're still doing good for our IP2 stuff. Still using that as our main processing system. This was the leftovers of our little farm down here. I don't like not being Steve. I need to get a ring of flight ASAP. I used my only wither skull to make the soul binder over here because I needed that spawner so bad. Got a pulverizer, got a sag mill, alloy smelter, doing all sorts of good stuff. Got us an igneous extruder because this entire structure is made out of stone. Smooth stone, not cobblestone. It's all the regular cooked stone. Entire structure. It's all just chiseled in different ways. This technically isn't cobblestone, and stone, and neither is this. This comes directly from chiseled stone. This is actually a chiseled cobblestone, then cooked into smooth black stone, and then turned into bricks. So I got lots of those. So I said everything in space originally. I'm going to extend that to a couple of different dimensions, but I'm going to be very, very, very conservative with those other spaces. Everything else will have to be in space. And you know what? I might even add that, do like a staged thing. So, let's see here. That's kind of all that I've added. I really thought it would take longer, although I have no concept of what time it is right now. It's been 10 minutes, 15 minutes? I don't know. I really don't know when I started this. Let's talk about this really quick, though. I needed a bunch of charged. Charge is really slow, so it's good to have a surplus of it ahead of time. Throw some service quartz into this hopper. Gets power from the ender generator. I know this is a big, big mess. And I know we're not doing the best for frames right now. So the ender generator will power the charger. Then the hopper here will only grab charged service quartz and then dumps it into here. So we're doing really good for charged service quartz right now. I got to set up an automated way of processing this. This is again left over from the other farm. Right, let's get some of this pulled out of here for now though. And we're just gonna put you here. There'll be a bit of work happening to this little pack that we have that we're using to the 1710 pack. I'm gonna customize it a little bit more. There's some big things that I'm missing for my liking, and so I'll do some work on that at some point. So we got a lot of resources, and we're in a good position to continue building onto this. Now, this was something Mono set up. I poured some resin ender in here to eventually get some end stone to get this to be grown on, but then I remembered I've already been to the end. I used my ender essence, I went to the end and grabbed some end stone. Whoop, whoop. So Oh wait, these don't go anywhere. I forgot that I didn't show you my actual seed processing here, which was good. It went through a couple of revisions. Originally, I had everything being dumped into a chest. And I knew I was going to have to redo it. Sorry, I've got something stuck in my tooth. I knew I was going to have to redo this one thing. And in redoing this, or in thinking that, I don't know why. Not sure if he's awake or just fuzzy. Alright. I wasn't sure. Can I see this at any point? Harden energy cell. It's doing okay. I gotta do something about that ASAP. I don't know why I ever set it up the way I did. I think it's just for strict resources because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get to it anytime soon. But I set it up. Oh my word. I set it up knowing that I had a lot of time before there's any backlog because it would have to fill the planters. Now, it started to do that and it filled up my chest. So I was pulling all of the seeds out of this chest that was right here, flooding them into the system, and then putting all the essences into this interface. Wow. Changed all that. There are always pipes coming from the harvesters going into this. It's all changed. Basically what I'm doing now is there are pipes that are going to be depositing all of my items into this. So theoretically there will be a time when all of these are full because of these presets here, and I'll explain those in a second. So all items will have to be funneled into this slot. Not ideal, temporary. Don't think we're going to have to get to a point where I'm worrying about that until I'm fully moved in and I can fix this system up a little bit. The problem is I'm pretty sure if I break this, all of these will become disconnected and I'd have to reapply them all. Not the end of the world if you have the labeler, but if I'm on my laptop or something, anytime there's a hiccup in the wireless, you get disconnected, you get timed out or something like that, oh yeah, all your labels go away. So you kind of got to do it in small phases. When you're wired, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, so what I'm doing is each one of these interfaces, this was the quickest way for me to fix it so that I could set it and forget it for the next little while. I have all these seeds coming directly in here now. Eventually, this will be hooked up to a main system and we'll have a couple of view cells in here to figure out what we want to see on this level. Now, I don't know what level we're going to put our mainframe on. It'll be relatively close to the ground there because that will be somewhat centered when we dig down to bedrock and extend the tower into the ground. But what I've done is each one of these interfaces has a seed filter. There's nothing going to be going into the system from these interfaces, so I can fill up all 8 slots of this config filter. So this isn't a real item, it's just a ghost item. If I click it, it would go away. But basically, you could say, have any amount of items stored here, which means these are the actual real items. I can pick this up, and it would fill up another one. If I had it set to hold 2 items, it would hold 2 items, right? And if it has it set to 1, it would pull in all those 1. So, if I put this in here, it's going to take it back, because it's set to only hold 1 item in these interfaces. That single item amount, not really that important. But what is important is the fact that all of these are configured to hold all of my seeds and always have 1 accessible, if it exists, to the factory manager to distribute it to the farms. So the farms will always be getting their seeds repropagated by Steve's factory manager. Now, let's take a quick look here. Why aren't these collecting? They have no energy. Alright. Little bit of a problem. I might have cut off power to them then, because I did cut off power to them. Papa booey. There we go. Yes. Okay, so now they're collecting. They're slow. That's why there's 2 of them. Eventually, I may have to have 4. Who knows? I doubt that, though. The lily pads fertility, they don't add that much. So I've been processing through my ferrous in order to get some shiny. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Shiny! Which I have to do in here. Oh my goodness, we have enough, actually. I did not expect that. So it's the shiny. If we go ahead and look at the platinum seed, no, I think what's wrong? Oh, I almost crashed. Platinum seeds. Okay, I forgot that they were just ridiculously messed up. I'm gonna have to fix that, but that means we have enough to do them. They do work. Their recipe is broken and has been broken for ages, and I don't know if that's on purpose or there's some secret to getting these. Don't think it's actually possible. Don't think it was ever intended to be possible. Just really bored. So we will be fixing that recipe and giving ourselves 1 platinum seed by doing that, but obviously I have to go in and tweak it first. So not today. Let's just take a quick look at the magical crops. In order to see, I know the armor that gives us the power of flight, but I don't know if it requires a nether star or not. I don't think it does. Have obsidian, have gold. So let's go up top and see if we can't do this before I run out of time here. So what I would need is actually the diamonds. $64 diamonds. Who would have thought I'd have enough? So we'll do this. Because I don't have creative flight with the stuff that I have on. And I don't like that. Alright, so there's that. Mark 3 is going to be by using these extreme essences. Now, let's go down here. These nano boots, they don't protect from fall damage as well as they used to. And I think you guys actually saw me die either on stream or an episode or something. I do have a bunch of extreme essence. Not overly worried about that. I got some more in the system here. I had over a stack of it, so we should be good. Oh boy. I think I have to change a diaper. Oh, that smells so bad. Okay. So now we just need one of these infused feathers, which are actually really easy to get. In comparison to the original diamond. So, infused feather. We're just going to put that in there for now. Whoops. Oh, I forgot the extreme essence is actually in here. Actually, I just need these 4. This is sweet. I've never made this armor before. I'm pretty excited about that. So, boom. Boom. It does have a durability, so we're going to focus on enchanting the heck out of it. Oh my gosh. Creative flight. Oh yes. Whee! Now, does it protect from fall damage? Completely. Now, let me make sure that nothing is on. That's not. Oh, you know what? It was on. Hello, zombie. I kind of feel like. Oh no. Why are all these things on? Every time I crash, that God mode turns back on. Okay. So, God mode's off. Flight mode is off. There we go. Alright, well, we are in a good position now. This armor is not made... I did not waste it. I know a lot of you probably think that. A lot of resources and time went into making that armor. I made this really for the quest book, because the quest book requires us to have... I'll just put this here for now. Requires us to have armor. Quantum armor. That's what it's called. Sorry, that took a second. And this quantum armor that it required from us, well, let's just say it's a pain in the butt to get. So if I can get it out of the way, then I wouldn't have to worry about getting it done. Because my plan is to complete the quest book, at the very least, to complete the quest book that comes with this pack. Not a lot of quests, but they are all very good endgame goal-seeking type quests. So, getting to that point is great. I do not think there's one for magical crops per se, at least not for what I just did. And I think in the update there might be some new ones. So, oh, we've actually managed to do all of this. That'll be fun to do. So this is what we're talking about. Quantum suit and gravitation suite. I needed certain things to happen. Wait, does that... Oh, cool, okay. Alright, so we're getting to a point where we can start to work on the Power Forever mod, which I will be doing. We really want the wings, even though I don't need them anymore, so actually maybe not. It doesn't seem like magical crops is hugely focused on. Now, these I'm not too sure about yet. I'm thinking about it. I really don't know. So Touch Sky's done. Backpacks are done. This is not done. And then we'll get into the rest of them. I only have to kill quite a few cows. So, anyways, our goal is to finish that book, but I need to get the replicator system up and running, which means I need more power and a better power system altogether. So we're gonna work on that soon. Yo! I think that'll be all though. Until next time, I've been Toasty, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode of me playing around on the 1710 back. Again, I really don't know what my schedule is right now. Still getting used to this new life, and there may be more to come soonish, and there may not be. So I am sorry about that. I do appreciate you guys sticking around. We broke 500 subscribers, and I'll be trying to do a video about that as soon as I can. And it may be that I am able to stream a bit more than I am able to record. So keep your eyes out. I'll be trying to do the streams on YouTube just because it does save those and I can put them out for the viewers. They're a little dull, so I don't know. We'll see. They're not dull because they're not interested in what I'm doing, but they might not be, who knows. But there's not that many people, so it's a lot of me sitting, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, and share it with your friends. Deuces.